Don Alhart is not only a record-setting TV news anchor here at 13 WHAM, he is now a published author as well, out with a children's book. It is called Sibley's Christmas Adventure, and proceeds from this book benefit the Arc of Monroe. Don is joining us now, along with Carol Ann DeMolin, Executive Director of the Arc Foundation. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Don, let me start with you. What was the inspiration behind this book?
You know, I've written a lot of children's stories over the years, and a lot of them were delivered actually in church. I called them little parables for little people. I think I was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I was talking to some people from Sibley's and reminiscing about the days of, you know, well, this would be the late 1940s, early 1950s, when we all went downtown to Sibley's to visit Santa Claus at Christmas time. And I thought, you know, what great memories, and it would be a great way to bring back some of those memories to people. So I started a little story about a mouse, named him Sibley, who lived in the 4th floor at Sibley's by the toy department, and would crawl under the chair and listen to Santa Claus and all of the children that would come every year. I wrote a story about how devastated Sibley was when he learned through the workmen overhearing them that the store was going to close. And I went for about a year or so, and I had no ending to the story. So it never really went anywhere for a while. Finally, I completed it, and this was a couple of years ago. And then I needed a vehicle. As you know, we're all busy. I needed someone that would really embrace this project, bring it to reality. So I approached Carol and the Arc of Monroe. I said, look, I have the story. It is yours. I will give you the story. If you can find someone to illustrate it and make it into a book that we could share with the community.
Carol Ann, what does it mean to the Arc to have this book and to have Don's story help support the foundation?
Oh, it's amazing. And you know, it's something that came together so nicely when you think about Don and the first community activity that he did as a young reporter was for the Arc of Monroe with our bowling banquet. Mm-hmm. So he had that connection, which we love. The story's beautiful. The nostalgic part of Christmas and the Sibley building, which is iconic in our community. So when Don said, I thought it was a great Christmas gift. It happened to be in the month of July, and I thought, this is Christmas in July.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And we were able to find an illustrator for the book who also has a nice connection with the Arc. He was an intern of ours last spring in marketing. He was a senior at Nazareth College, and he had this amazing talent to draw. And it's beautiful when you look at the illustrations in here. You can see Don holding up the book.
Yeah, it
just came together.
Yeah. It really did come together. Don, speak a little bit about your history with the Arc of Monroe, because you were a young TV journalist when you were invited to MC that event, and you do so many events, but this became one that was a favorite for you and very close to your heart.
Yeah, it was probably the first community invitation I had as a young reporter at Channel 13. The station was still downtown. The Arc of Monroe was having their bowling banquet over at the Moose Club on East Avenue. And I walked into that room that night, Matt, and I was just overwhelmed. I have never been so warmly received and am warmly received every year. It's been almost 50 years now. Have not missed one of those bowling banquets. This year, we're going to try to do something virtually if we can. But there was a warmth that I felt in that room and a connection to that community that remains to this day. And that's what made it so very special. We have a couple of pictures in the book from that first bowling banquet, and it's a very unique tie. And I think I've often said, I look into the eyes of those with developmental challenges, and it's a window to a different world for all of us. And there's an emotional connection that you really have to understand. And once you do, it's something that will never leave your heart.
Carol Ann, if you can, talk about the mission of the Arc of Monroe and the work that's done there, and how this book will actually play a role in helping that work moving forward.
As Don mentioned, I mean, it's a wonderful group of people who have needs. The Arc of Monroe provides services and programs for 1,400 people every year who have an intellectual or developmental disability. And our work is to help bring them to their greatest level, each individual person to their greatest level of independence. And that is different for everyone. So this is a fundraiser for us, again, a great gift. And every dollar that's raised from this initiative will help support the programs and services for the Arc of Monroe. And this has been a very difficult time, as we all know. So again, in the world of gift giving, this is a great gift on many levels.
Yeah, and people can pre-order now, right, Carol Ann?
They can. There's lots of ways to order the book. They could go onto our website. It's www.arcmonroe.org/Sibleys. We are having some book signings coming up locally.
Yeah.
We do have one coming up this weekend. So it's also located in some of our boutique shops in the community. And so we're so grateful, Matt.
Yeah. That leads me right to Don for my final question. Don, she brought up those book signings, a chance to meet and greet with the community and really talk about what the ARC means to you and this story, paying tribute to them and helping them out.
And we're designing those very socially distant, as you can understand right now.
Yeah.
But I think the real appeal to this one, Matt, is that it's a story that is not only for children. It may be a children's book, but we're finding interest in nursing homes and other communities because it is a story with memories of those who remember downtown Rochester. So when they share this story with a child or with a grandchild, they'll be able to say, hey, you know, I was there. I remember the man playing the kazoo, or I remember the big clock in Sibley's that we all remember where we met people under. So they will be able to not only share this book and share a story, and I think in these COVID times, perhaps one of the few ways you can get out and really relive those adventures downtown that we may not be able to enjoy in person this year.
Yeah. Well, Don, we appreciate it. Carol Ann, we appreciate it as well. We're going to put all the information on our website so people can find out more about the book and the signings as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.